Welcome to CAD Skills AutoCAD tutorial. We're going to look at the AutoCAD interface today and get familiar with many of the tools and tabs on the AutoCAD panel. The first thing we're seeing here is the first screen you come across when you open AutoCAD on your desktop. And here are the recent files you've opened on AutoCAD, which would pop up here on recent. And when you click on this drop-down button beside new, you get to see the current template here using and many other templates. So if you browse here, you'll be able to select from a list of templates, which we'll be talking about later. And when you click on the drop down here, you would also be able to open some of the files you have created before. So let us look at the AutoCAD interface and see how we can get along and start using AutoCAD for designing. So this is a template I set up for myself and what I used to design. If you see, I have different tabs here. I'm currently on the Annotate tab, so we'll be starting from the Home tab. And I am on 3D space, so I'll be changing back to the drafting and annotation phase for 2D so that we can start from the basics. So, welcome to the AutoCAD interface. AutoCAD is very easy and we have the tools arranged and grouped for you. So you don't have to look for tools. In fact, you can type in commands if you know the name of the tools you want, and AutoCAD pops them up right for you. So the first tool here is the draw section, where you have different tools for drawing 2D objects like the line, the polyline, the arc, the circle. We also have some that are not shown, like if you click on this drop-down button here, we have the rectangle and polygon. We have the center, different type of ellipse, and we have arch. Then we have different modify commands. The first one is move, we have rotate, we have trim, we have erase, we have copy, we have mirror, we have fillet, we have explode, we have stretch, we have scale, we have rectangular array, which also has circular array and path array. They are very useful tools, and we have fillet as the last tool. Then under the annotation, we have dimension, texts, multi-leaders, and tables. And we have our layers also. Layers actually enable us to create objects on different layers in the same space, which we'll look at later in subsequent videos. Then we have the block. So blocks are random objects you can create and always input in another drawing or in the same drawing whenever you need them. They help to make your work easier. Then we have the properties of whatever object or line you're using. Then we have group. You can actually group objects together, group lines to form polylines. And we have measure for measuring lines and clipboard, then the view. So all the tools here are actually very useful for drawing. Then next, when you go to the inserts, there are also lots of tools here. But now we're going to be sticking to the tools on the home panel on our first tutorial today. And I'm just going to be using the line and some few commands on this part of the screen, the bottom part of the screen where we have model. So let's start using AutoCAD. How do you draw a simple line on AutoCAD? You left click on the command, then you come to your drag the mouse to your screen, then it gives you option to specify first point. Then you left click anywhere on the screen. So you'll notice my line is not perfectly straight, and I would really have to draw it and assume I'm just having a perfectly straight line, which most times might not be correct. So to draw perfectly straight lines, there is a command we use down here. It is called the auto command. It is this command that looks like a right angle. So the shortcut to turn the auto mode on is F8. So once you click on the auto command, it turns on and you can draw straight lines. And we can draw a rectangle with the auto command. So you just learned how to draw a rectangle by using the line tool. And let's draw the same rectangle using the polyline tool. And let's see the difference between the line and the polyline, because you might have been wondering, what is the difference? So with the auto on, let's click on polyline and come down here and select any point. So let's draw the same rectangle. Now, the difference between line and polyline. Once you click on the rectangle you drew with a line, you can click on each point separately. But polyline packs all of them as a single line. Once you select a line, you're selecting all the rectangle, which affects how you can adjust the attributes of the rectangle. While the one drawn with line, it's separate. You see, adjusting the attributes, the line doesn't move with it. But there are many more features of using the line and the polyline too. So that's with the auto tool, and the next tool we're going to be using into this tutorial is the OSnap, the polar tracking, I mean. So the polar tracking is just like the auto, but unlike auto, which makes you draw, once you click on the polar tracking and we click on the drop down beside the polar tracking, you would notice we have different angles here from 78, variance of 78 to variance of 5. So let's say we want to draw an angle of 15 degree. You can just click on 15 degree, then click on my line, then draw a line. You can see the first extrusion is giving me 0 degree. Then this part here and move up. Then you see it starts giving you angles in variation of 15 degree and so on and so forth. And when you click on line again and click here, it gives you another angle in variation of 15 degree again. And when you click on the line again, you get another 15 degree variation. So this helps you to draw degree in very correct order. So we have covered how to use the line and the polyline till today, and we've also been able to see how to use the auto mode and auto mode. So during the next tutorial, we're going to be using more tools and actually try to draw an actual shape with AutoCAD, where we're going to get to use, and we'll be using the next command here, which is OSnap. Thank you.